Hey everybody. Um, my friends and brothers and sons uh, on the continent of Africa, you're probably in bed by now, and so you probably won't see this till morning. But I've been going to get on here, do a video, and I'm telling you what, it's just been wild. Um, wow. Been on the phone constantly for the last probably 3 hours. My voice is probably showing it. Doing a lot of things, trying to get everything organized, restructured. Got a bunch of paperwork that I'm doing for um, just everything. I mean, it's just wild. But God is good. God is doing some awesome, amazing things. And I was talking to somebody, and they said, uh, I said, that's why it's so amazing. Every day something happens, and that's why this year is going to be amazing. It's already been amazing, and He's got so much more in store for us. So I'm excited. Um, we're bringing on somebody in Tanzania. That's good. So we got Malawi, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. I thought we'd have somebody on from Sierra de Leone, but not yet. Um, had somebody from Nigeria, but um, we decided against that. Anyway, then talking to people in Zambia, Ghana, Liberia. I thought Liberia would be on here too pretty quick, but nothing yet. Pakistan, um, and then the Philippines, India, and of course the USA. Um, I I have my way, and you as leaders, you probably know this. If you don't, I'm going to share it with you. Um, but when you ask people to do something and they don't do it, then why do you want them in your why do you want them as disciples? Why do you want them on your leadership team? Why do you want? I mean, it's like you've got to use wisdom. If people aren't with you, why bring them on board? I mean, why? Um, so there's some, I tell them, hey, send me an email. They'll request something on one of the comments, and you've seen it. Most of you have seen all this, and most of you have been through it. I'll say, send that request to my email. I'll never get the email. They never send me an email. Now I've got one that he has repeatedly told me, I sent this, and it won't go through. It won't go through, and so I sent him one, and anyway, we just kept working at it. But he was persistent. He wanted this. He wanted to be a part. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those around you. You're wanting to raise up leaders. Look, and I've shared this before, but I want to share it again, because some of you probably didn't see that video or hear it, or it may be different now. You in a different environment and you see things a little different. But I had a personal assistant and an executive assistant, and they watched out for me. They were an assistant. They got things done for me. I would say, I need to get this. Boom, they got it done. I'd say, well, hey, we need to organize this, that, and the other. Boom, they'd do it, and I'd go, okay, that's great. We had 2 international conferences a year, and people were coming all from everywhere. I mean, they were Ghana, Nigeria, Israel, France, um, just everywhere. Name it. I mean, England, and I mean, everywhere. they'd be coming to these conferences. And I had so many ask me, how do you get them to do that? It's their ministry. That's what they do. Can you send them over and have them teach, my team how to do this, that, and the other? And I said, you have to ask them. If they want to go, they can go. They can teach. They can communicate how to do it. But the key is, it's their ministry, and they saw it as their ministry. My personal assistant was my personal assistant. She just took care of everything that was going on. I had an executive assistant that took care more of the business aspect of everything. And they did what their roles were, but they came to me and they said, hey, I can do this. Chris wanted to be the personal assistant, and so she says, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. I'll take care of this for you. I'll print that up for you. I'll make sure this is done. And she did. And then had another one come up. She says, I want to be your executive assistant. I said, well, what exactly does an executive assistant do? I mean, I wasn't looking for an executive assistant. She just came up and says, I'll be your executive assistant, and I'll take care of this and this and this. I'll watch your back, and I'll watch this, and I'll do this, and I said, okay. It's their ministry. So, but you've got to watch who you raise up around you. If they're not going to listen to you, if they're not going to do the things that you are asking or needing, then are they really called to be there? Most of them will do it before they have the position, before they have the title, before you announce them. They're already doing it. So it's not a surprise to anybody because they're already doing it. I hope that makes sense. Another thing, I had somebody ask me, hey, I want to teach the things that you're teaching. Can you give me your notes so that I can teach the same things? And that's good. That's absolutely awesome. That's what you look for is people that want to, CFI. We're wanting to be one voice. All right. So that's great. The problem is I don't really have notes. I had my music pastor, the praise and worship pastor. He would always come up. He says, that was a good message. Can I get your notes? I says, I don't have any notes. What? You said all that and you didn't have any notes? I says, no, I had a couple of scripture verses down. God speaks to me and I say what he's telling me to say. I said, I don't usually take notes. Like today for this video, I've got a list here of all these countries. That's my notes. That's it. I remember one time I was asked to speak at this conference. Asked on a Wednesday, and I was going to speak on a Friday. And this guy, he apologized over and over for such a late notice. And he could understand if I didn't want to. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, let me pray about it. And I'll let you know. I said, I know you need to know in a hurry, but let me pray about it. So I prayed about it. Lord says, yeah. And, before this, I was looking to make some notes and everything, and the Lord says, when are you going to trust me? And I said, well, I trust you. I said, but what if I get up there and I don't have anything to say? And he says, do you trust me? I will fill your mouth. And I said, okay. So my notes, I mean, you'd have to see my notes whenever I do make notes. Now, do I have messages that I have things that I teach over and over and I've got notes? Yes, I do. But generally speaking, Lord, what do you want said? And what do you want said to these people? What this audience that I'm speaking to right now, what do you want said to them? Now, I have some things that I teach to everybody, and you'll get some of that stuff from these videos. But anyway, I went to this conference, and it was a youth conference, and I gave the message, and the guy got up afterwards and he said, you guys will find out. You don't know it right now. I know what we're going to cover this weekend. You'll find out. But I didn't tell him a thing about what we were going to go over. I just asked him if he would speak tonight. And I didn't tell him what the topic was. He didn't ask. I didn't tell him. I just asked him to speak. He says, and he looked at me, he says, did I tell you anything? I said, no. I mean, I didn't even know where he was going with all this. And he says, it's as if he read my notes, because everything he talked about, we're going over this weekend. And that's all I do. It's like, Lord, what do you want spoken to these people? What is it? I remember going to another place, and I'm going. The Lord said go, so I go. The night before, I mean, this is, I had took an airplane, landed, they picked me up, drove me to where I was staying. It was with one of the people in the church, and I'm laying there, and I still don't know what I'm going to speak about in the morning. I don't know. And so about 2 o'clock in the morning, I just told the Lord, I says, don't you think that you ought to kind of give me an idea of what we're talking about tomorrow? And so I got up, and he says, tell him I love him. And I said, what? They're coming to church. They know the message. They know for you so loved the world that you gave your only begotten Son, and they know that you love him. He says, no, they don't. They don't know that I love him. So I said, okay. What went on in that service, I mean, there were people that were angry with one another, upset with one another, not talking to one another. And after the service, they were asking each other for forgiveness. I mean, amazing. But the bottom line is, you got to know what God is telling you. So to get back, somebody's asked me for my notes. If you can take notes from these messages that I give you, if it's something, take your own notes. If I give a message, I can probably post the notes if I have the notes. I just usually don't do that. I just listen. Lord, what do you want? What do you want said? What do you want to communicate? So, like I said, God is doing some amazing things. I'm excited. I'm excited about what he's doing, how he's doing it, where he's doing it. I mean, he's just amazing. And if you look back over the last 90 days, tell me, has he or hasn't he done some amazing things in your life? just over the last 90 days. I mean, I think that he's accelerating revelation, accelerating vision. It's just really exciting. And those of you that are on board here, and we've got different chat rooms, just want you to know I appreciate each one of you. Keep praying for me, because there's a lot of restructuring that I have to do, a lot of things I have to put together, a lot of things I have to file. I mean, did we expect growth? Yes. Did we expect the kind of growth we've seen over the last 90 days? No. And so I'm wanting to put together some things that will catch us up with where we're at right now, plus equip us for what he's going to be doing this year and the years to come. I'm just excited. I really, I'm really excited. No, but I am. I'm kind of tired right now. It's been a great day, an amazing day. For my voice, I've been talking so much. Anyway, those of you in the United States, you got church. I just don't call and beg people, hey, I preach, can I come? I don't do that. I just say, hey, I'm available. If you're interested, hey, give me a call. If you're not, okay. I mean, God's going to do what he's going to do. And what he's doing around the world is amazing. I know, and I don't know when, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, that's another story. I'll go into that story another time. I never planned to talk this long, but I end up talking this long. But there were some things that have happened in the past that God told me this is what he was going to do. And I thought, how is that ever going to happen? Okay, you said it. You're going to do it. We started talking about it, and all of a sudden, it happened. And it's like, if I told, he says, he's going to do a work that if you were told, you wouldn't believe it. God is going to add, you're leaders. I'm probably going to put this on Facebook, so some of you that are watching this are leaders. Some of you are just, you go to church, you're doing your best to walk with the Lord, and you're in the helps ministries or whatever. But right now, talking to you leaders in the chat rooms that we've got set up, those of you that are watching on Facebook, that you're pastors or apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers, in the fivefold ministry, God is going to start adding. He's going to start opening doors that men have said is impossible to open. And yet, you watch. Doors are going to open. And you're going to look at it and you're going to go, how did that happen? I mean, did you want it? Yes. Did you expect it? Yes. But it's still just so amazing how it come about. And it's not you doing it. That's what I look at, and I marvel, and I tell those around me, and I'll say, you know what he's doing? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything different. You're going to see things happening that you knew was on the horizon, or he was leading you in that direction. But all of a sudden, things are going to start happening and doors are going to start opening. I mean, they're like those automatic doors. You don't even have to go up and turn the knob. You don't have to go up and push it. You just walk up and they open. You're going to see some things. Receive this. Again, there's a couple churches in the United States. I don't know where you're at. I don't know. I don't know. Last church that I saw this vision with, I mean, I knew exactly where it was at. I could tell you right on the map. It's right in this area right here. It was. I can't tell you right now where you're at. Can't tell you. No, you're in the United States. That's what I know. Not sure of your situation. I just know that we're going to be working together. I may come there, I may be speaking there for a while. I may come and speak for a month. I may come and speak for one service. I may come and speak for a couple weeks. I may come and speak for a year. I don't know what the situation is right now. I just know that you're going to be an integral part of what God is doing among the nations. You may not know it yet. You may not understand it yet, but I'm just waiting for that email or that phone call. And those of you that are calling CFI and calling that phone number, I see where people have called. You haven't left a voicemail. Don't be afraid to leave a voicemail. That'd be fine. I can get back to you if it's that important, or you can email me. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you. I appreciate all of you so much. You have no idea. I pray for you night and day. I'm saying, Lord, what do they need? Meet their need. Supply them with whatever it is that they need. Father, do exceeding abundantly beyond all they ask or even think. Just lavish your blessing upon them. It's the blessing of the Lord that makes rich, and he adds no sorrow to it. You know, there's a lot of people that are rich out there, but they're burdened down with sorrow. But the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow to it. So anyway, this has been a much longer message than I wanted to. I just wanted to get on and say hi. Appreciate you. But I did want to say something about my notes, because somebody asked and I just kind of laughed, and they probably didn't understand why I laughed, but I just usually don't have notes. I want it to be so real. Jesus is real. He's alive. Don't be your copy of anybody. Don't be your copy of me. Don't be your copy of any other minister that you watch or see or come in contact with. You be you. God made you to be you. And you will reach more people by just being you. Just be real. Just be honest. Just be upfront. Just be who you are. Be his representative. Allow him to flow through you. But it's not mystifying. It's not a mystery. It's just, he's alive. He's love. He loves you. So go out. Give your testimony to others. Lift Jesus up. Until next video or next comment or next post that I do, may God bless you and make you a blessing to others.